2 hours of the band you love to hate, Throbbing Gristle. My guest host tonight, especially for tonight's program, is none other than Alex Douglas, whom some of you may know as the driving force and publisher behind Clem, the contact list of electronic music. So what are we going to do? We're going to show the people what the band Throbbing Gristle, the band you love to hate, is all about.
I guess we're going to show them why they may end up loving the band they love to hate.
Or why is the world as bad as it seems?
Exactly. We're going to give you some information, a lot of music, and tell you a lot about the band.
All right, what have you got lined up for us? We'll get into it, and we have a lot of written material to read from and a lot of recorded material, no doubt, specifically some tapes that are not available that easily in Vancouver that you have to write away for to the Throbbing Gristle's record company, which is Industrial
Records. I picked these up about 2 years ago when I first became aware of Throbbing Gristle, when they were a little bit more readily available. But they're tapes of live concerts. Throbbing Gristle did about 20 tapes of live concerts. And you can still sometimes get them through rough trade down in the States, etc., but they're pretty well out of stock now.
All right, anyway, you have, you're starting chronologically, I understand? You have it...
Yeah. I thought we'd start with an interview the Melody Maker did with Genesis P. Orgy in 1976. It's dated November 20th, and it was done about a month after Throbbing Gristle had sort of become aware in the world. They first came into the public view when they hit the front pages of the British newspapers after they did a performance at the Contemporary Institute of Contemporary Arts. And the show was called Prostitution, and some people said it was obscene, some people said it was very arty. But as I say, it hit the front pages. It was talked about in the parliaments and etc. So I guess Melody Maker thought they better interview this guy. And it seems that he's been around for quite a while. He started in 1969 with such bands as Early Remember, The Great Surfers, and The Fabulous Mutations. I'm sure everybody's heard about those bands.
Of course.
And I'd just like to read a few articles from this, and maybe give you an idea of what you're up against here. This is from the article here. First the face. Imagine a depraved David Essex, pimpled and with deep, dark rings around his eyes. Since Genesis doesn't drink or smoke cigarettes, it's interesting to speculate where he got these black circles. On his head, a tam o' shanter. On his leg, dark blue jeans stained with fake blood that turns brown with age. Black leather jackets, sweaters, and oh yes, the bag. A shoulder bag, converted from its original innocent glory to something hideous. A sight to make strong women faint and send strong men into horror-stricken fits. The outside of the bag has been transformed by Genesis into a huge, massive, and large rubbery model of a unique, intimate portion of the female anatomy. So as you can see, he's not your average human being. But to show that what Genesis is about, I'll read the last paragraph. This is after the interview. The interviewer's done this interview in a pub, and he's now gone outside with Genesis, and Genesis is walking away. As Genesis walked along Charing Cross Road, a businessman, complete with bowler and briefcase, saw his bag and in a state of deep shock walked straight into a lamppost. Genesis saw it, but pretended nothing happened. Outrage is effective, after all, only if you pretend you're not being outrageous.
Okay, that gives us but a small idea of what we're up against for the next 2 hours. So let's get into some music. We're starting with their first single, is that right?
It's the first single that they put out, and as I say, this is back about 1978. This came out.
It's called United.
United.
Here goes on Alien Soundtracks.
It's the lie, it's the same, it's the sign, it's the game, it's the why, it's the where and the when, and we're united. United. You and I. Four faces blending, 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 never ending. Our faces ending, shades of evening. You and I united, united. Ocean between us, sky between us, land between us, fire between us. We're united, united.
Can't stop it.
United, united. You are my night, night, my evening. It's very plain to say, strange sister. You live there, you want to be there. You have to see there, you have to be there. United, united. You and me, la la la, you and I. Make ourselves forever together, forever and ever. United, united. Love is the law, love is the law, love is the law, love is the law. United, united, united. You and I, you and I. United. Time will feel, time will clear, time will feel. We are everywhere. There is no
are tuned to 102.7 FM, Vancouver Cooperative Radio. The show is called Alien Soundtracks, and my special guest host tonight is Alex Douglas, and we're working our way through the special presentations of 2 hours of Throbbing Gristle. And we just heard United, and we didn't announce the last part of the music we heard was called Distant Dreams.
Yeah, those were 2 singles, and I thought I'd play those first. That's the nicer side of Throbbing Gristle, and it sort of proves that they can play music and can create some very nice melodies. And our next one we're going to be going to is one of their earlier tapes. It was recorded at the Industrial Training College in Wakefield in July 1st, 1978, and I think it shows some of their earlier stuff. It's a bit harsher, and it flows back and forth. It's very harsh, and it flows into a very nice melody. And it kind of wakes you up.
All right, let's listen in. It's called Cabaret Voltaire.
Cabaret Voltaire.
On Alien Soundtracks.
No.
That is certainly different from the first 2 cuts that we've heard, and that brings me to something I've heard a lot. You mentioned something, Throbbing Gristle, the band you love to hate. And certainly there are two sides to this band. Definitely a lot of people said they don't like them because they're too harsh, they're too industrial, so to speak, and kind of like the more melodic kind of stuff. And I personally thought at the beginning that they were very fascist, and had to change my mind when it soon became apparent that they were only confronting you with a problem and wanted you to see it and talk about it. And I think a lot of people have misunderstood that during the tenure of Throbbing Gristle. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, a lot of people have misunderstood that. And yes, early in their stuff, that was tape number 14. So up until that time, they had done quite a few concerts, and a few of them had erupted into a little bit of violence and stuff. And it wasn't so much the band; it was just maybe the people in the audience. But they did get labeled with some awfully, bad ideas and stuff like that, and some bad press reports and things.
So we're basically talking the audience misunderstood for a different reason that I misunderstood for, and decided to think that the band was on their side and do some awful fascist type things.
Exactly. And it sort of came to a head about with the accumulation of the third or their second album, which was called DOA, Third and Final Report. And I've got a magazine here put out in Britain. It's purely all on Throbbing Gristle, and I'd like to read something about it. There's a line in the song Weeping on the new TG album that goes something like this. The universe is coming from my mouth, you don't see me swallowing my tablets. Racked by a personal emotional problem, depressed by Valium, which crazily enough is supposed to cure depression, Generous P. Orridge couldn't even remember the end of the TG's last gig. He went home wanting to sleep, didn't care what happened to him, and swallowed everything in sight. He nearly died. When I saw him after the incident, he went into what one might construe as a morbid rap, explaining how he'd been doing all this shit for 10 years. No one appreciated him. Now he's tired of the image of Generous P. Orgy as a monster and would like to jack it all in. Even yet, though the new TG is subtitled Third and Final Report, this doesn't necessarily mean it's the last Throbbing Gristle record. It looks like a real record, color sleeve and all. So you can see that he was tired of his image and he wanted to change it. So I'd like you to really listen to the words of Weeping, because I think it has a lot to say.
Here it is, Weeping from the third and annual report by Throbbing Gristle on Alien Soundtracks.
I want to find you something which is certain. I found nothing lying, weeping, bleeding. You never saw me weeping on the floor. It's impossible to advise anybody. Be courageous, take it easy, just show trust. Be reasonable, be all first weeping. You didn't see me weeping on the floor. You didn't see me weeping on the floor. My arm is torn open like a wound. My universe is coming from my mouth. I spent a year or two listening to you, discrediting myself for you. You didn't see me on the floor weeping. You didn't see me lying by the door. You didn't see me swallowing my tablets. You can't look inside my eyes no more. Weeping, weeping, weeping. If the create because the thought was space to be in. We created word to waste our time. We created love, so one can be the victim. We all need a result. We all need love. Don't know what to do with it. What's the sense of a situation we can't fight? It's alright when you don't want to fight, but when one of them doesn't want to fight, it's the end of love. Just looking at plastic rebirth. You didn't see me weeping on the floor. You didn't see me lying in the floor. You didn't see me weeping on the floor. Alone on the floor, crazy. I'm basically nothing like this. Crazy. Alone on the floor. Except I can't exist with this.